I love everything about the Chevy Bolt except this big crack in the windshield. So today's the day that's gonna get fixed.
My main worry was how was the sophisticated cameras and sensors that are located on the windshield going to handle this change? How could they be recalibrated? The lane detection, the adaptive cruise control, the forward-facing cameras, and the rain sensor. So come with me on the journey today and find out what it takes to change the windshield on one of today's modern, sophisticated cars. Well, it happened. I got a stone chip in the windshield of my brand new car, and the resulting crack spread right up the window. So I called my insurance people and they dispatched Safelite Auto to fix it. The thing that I was really worried about was all of the cameras and electronics that are attached to the windshield. So the first step to note was that the windshields come now with a very sophisticated adapter built on them to mount the various harnesses with gaps in the windshield to allow for the cameras and the rain sensors. So the first step the technician did was to make sure that the windshield he had was the exact right fit and replacement for my car. The next step was the technician connected to the OBD port, or the onboard diagnostic port, that allows him to communicate to the car's systems. He had to check and make sure there were no error codes related to the forward-facing camera or the rain sensors or the rear camera monitor before he began his work. There were a lot of connections that he had to disconnect from the windshield and the bracket. On the Chevy Bolt, there is forward cameras that work with the lane departure warning system and are also part of your parking and 360-degree view. There is adaptive cruise control that uses those forward cameras, and then there's also a connection for the rain sensor and a connection for the rear view mirror camera that comes from the back of the car. Once those connections have been taken off of the existing windshield, they are then fit to the new replacement windshield, making sure that the mounting brackets and the connectors all fit on the hardware that's part of the new windshield. One of the technologies that I thought was quite interesting was the rain sensor. It uses an infrared camera that catches the reflections of raindrops on the windshield to adjust the speed of the wipers. One of the things that helps this work is a small gel pad that sits in front of that camera. And so for the new windshield, a new gel pad has to be placed on that rain sensor. Have you ever wondered why most automotive windshields have a black border around the inside of the windshield? Well, that is called the FRIT, F-R-I-T, and it's the area where, behind that area is where the glue is going to go that attaches the windshield to the body. And so that black covering protects the adhesive material from the sun's ultraviolet rays. So one of the steps that the technician's going through here is to make sure that there's absolutely no dust, a perfect surface on that FRIT, because that's where the glue is going to adhere the windshield to the car. To get the windshield ready to be lifted on to the car, the technician is prepping the new windshield with the special suction tools and mounts that allow him to move it into position. With the new windshield now prepped for installation, the old windshield needs to be removed. So this requires getting in and taking away any of the trim pieces, removing the windshield wipers so that they can get at that old windshield. Next, a protective cover is put on the car to protect the paint, as the old windshield is going to be removed and the new one mounted. To remove the old windshield, a special piece of equipment is put on the inside of the car on the existing windshield that's going to be removed. This is going to allow them to put a piece of cable or wire through and cut the old adhesive that has the existing windshield attached to the car. Protection is placed inside the car so that there's no chance that the wire will scratch the dashboard. You can see the wire going through the existing adhesive that will free the existing windshield. With the windshield out, that old adhesive has to be removed from the body of the car to make sure that it's totally clean so that new adhesive can be placed for the new windshield. A special chemical or paint is applied to any place on the body where removing the old adhesive exposes the bare metal, because you want to make sure that the new adhesive has a very good surface to adhere to. For the next step, a special tool is used that applies the new adhesive to the body. And you'll note how consistently it makes sure that adhesive strip is applied across the whole windshield area. Of course, with any modern sophisticated job, it can't be completed without the use of a popsicle stick. Here the technician is making sure that the adhesive is consistent across the corner. And finally, the big step. The brand new windshield is mounted onto the car. The new windshield successfully in place, now came the part where all of those cameras and sensors needed to be reattached and mounted to the new windshield, and all the electronics hooked back up. The cameras and the rain sensor were lined up with the marks on the new windshield. The technician is now mounting the rear view mirror, which also includes a connection to the rear view camera. Now that everything had been installed, the systems had to be recalibrated using the computer and the onboard diagnostic connection. Part of the process of recalibrating the forward vision system is to take measurements at all four wheels. That ensures that the camera knows exactly what height it is at, so it can use that for lane detection, for adaptive cruise control and for the emergency braking system.
All right, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, all right, have fun.
Yeah.
With the calibration all done, the technician headed out for a mandatory test drive. All of the systems checked out okay, and I was really pleased with the job and how thorough it was done. I had been worried about how all those cameras and sensors would work with the new windshield, but it proved to be a smooth install. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got a windshield replacement in your future and are worried about how today's modern camera systems will work with a new windshield replacement, hopefully this puts your mind at ease that the technicians are able to handle the recalibration and mount these systems correctly. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and a subscribe. We'll see you on the next Forward Journey.